Have you been wondering, what is my legacy? And how can I have more authority and make a greater impact in the world? Then you're going to want to listen up to this episode that I have around unleashing your legacy, the 3 secrets to amplifying your authority and making a greater impact. Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women Podcast. I am Diane Rolston, your host. And today I have the joy of interviewing Dana Zarcone. Hi, Dana.
Hey, how are you?
Good. And so, we're going to talk about unleashing your legacy. This is what you're all about. And I'm going to tell our listeners a little bit more about you before we dive into the questions. Sound good?
Awesome.
Okay. So Dana Zarcone, the CEO of Dana Zarcone International LLC, runs a successful coaching, consulting, and publishing company known as the Legacy Launch Lady. I love the alliteration there. Her gift is helping clients turn their passion and expertise into a best-selling book and 6-figure business online. Dana is a 6-time #1 international best-selling author, a highly sought-after publisher, business coach, motivational speaker, and podcast host, among other things, right? Among other things. So Dana, let's start off with what makes you so passionate about your work?
I left the corporate world after 27 years and I was climbing the corporate ladder and I was really successful. I got up to senior leadership and I was very fortunate in that regard, but there was always something missing. I always felt like I was meant for more and I was meant to have a greater impact. And I was so passionate about helping people tap into their gifts, their talents, and really being able to bring the allness of themselves to the table in a way that lights them up, where they get up every day and they're excited for what the day has in store for them. And they're excited about making a change themselves and really leaning into all of who they are so they can have a greater impact. And as a result, of course, make more money.
Yes. Well, that's a very big benefit of doing what we do, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And you and I have known each other for quite a while now through a mutual coach. And, we both do coaching and you do publishing. But I think the key thing that people want to know, because I know you're a great person, a great business owner, but what makes you different from others?
I think, there are a lot of, as you know, in the coaching industry as entrepreneurs, most of us are sitting in a saturated market. I mean, there's a ton of competition. There's a lot of people out there who do what you do. And it's so important to really, again, find that allness of yourself so you can bring that to the table, so you can bring your uniqueness to bringing out everything that you can do for your clients. So for us, there's a lot of publishers out there. There's a lot of business coaches. But one of the things that I bring to the table is that I'm also, aside from having the corporate background, I was also a founding member of DuPont's Corporate University. So I got certified as a master facilitator and instructional designer, course creator. In fact, I design courses and create courses for colleges throughout the United States. So I have that course creation background, but I'm so eclectic and I'm passionate about learning new things. I got certified as a national board certified counselor. I had my master's in counseling.
Oh, wow.
I'm a certified energy healer in a whole host of different energy healing modalities. And I bring all of that to the table with my clients. So it's not just the tactical strategies that I teach my clients. I also help them get out of their own way. I help remove the blocks and all that kind of stuff. So there's not a lot of people out there in the industry that can be, there's publishers and there's business coaches that do the coaching, but there's not a lot that do both. And then there's certainly not a lot that bring that the healing and the counseling, all that kind of stuff to the table as well. Because as you know, mindset can be a real a barrier to entry and barrier to success.
Sure.
You don't really work through all that.
For sure. And listeners, I love how Dana is sharing everything that she brings to the table. And I hope you and your business also are saying about what else you can offer, because you're not just one level and not just the one piece that your clients are hiring you for. So thank you for modeling that for us, Dana. I think that's really important to know. Now, unleashing your legacy. You're going to tell us, this is the key thing, listeners, you want to know this, the 3 secrets to amplifying your authority and making a greater impact. I know that people they're like, oh, I'm not building this for the money. And that's a lot of people say that, right?
Yeah.
But really, you need to have the authority. You need to have a greater impact. And that's the legacy piece. So what are these 3 secrets? Can you share them with us?
Yeah, I guess I want to say that just start with that part about the making money piece first. Is you can't make a greater impact unless you're making great money, right? It's that. So never be shy about asking for the sale and charging high ticket for what you do, because the more income you make, the bigger impact you can have. And so we should be stepping into that, and really leaning into that and commanding the value that we're worth, so that's so important. And in terms of amplifying your authority, one of the things that there's so many mistakes I see in the industry where people are making this all the time is, one, they're not solving a urgent, specific, tangible problem. Something that I always tell my clients, it has to be something that passes the TOS test. What's the TOS test? That is someone who's laying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and they're tossing and turning because they're so worried about, they need to get that problem solved. It has to be specific, urgent, and tangible enough so that they will pay to get it solved. So many people are just trying to sell one piece of the puzzle instead of the whole puzzle. So really solve a specific, urgent, tangible problem that passes the TOS test. That's number one. Number two is, now with that, once you know the tangible problem that you're going to solve, now create your own signature system of how you're going to get your client from point A to point B. Point A, the pain, where they're really truly suffering and they're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed and worried, to Pleasure Island, where their problem is solved once and for all. And when you can solve that big major problem and you have a complete step-by-step process that gets them from point A to point B, there's no reason why you can't charge that high ticket price, right? So charge high ticket. So that's really important. And then three is take your signature system. We teach our clients how to do this, where you take your step-by-step system, and now you've got the perfect amount of content for a best-selling book. So we help them take their signature system, that becomes their content for their book, and we help them publish and launch that to bestseller. And now that they've amplified their authority by becoming a best-selling author, it gives them so much more credibility. It establishes them as a go-to expert in their industry, and it really helps to set them apart from all the competition in the saturated market, so they can position themselves as someone who can solve a major problem and do it in a way that they can charge high ticket and make that greater impact while making good income.
Boom. You just laid it out in 3 minutes, the 3 secrets. That's amazing. I love it. And so listeners, I hope that this moment you just pause, go back, and after each one of Dana's secrets that you write it down. And maybe Dana, maybe we can unpack them a little bit more. So number one, about the TOS test. How do you find out? I know the things that I do, but what do you do to find out what is making my ideal client toss at night?
Yeah, I think it really goes back to, again, that specific, urgent, and the tangible. It has to be measurable, right? And this is kind of corporate speak, right? For us who are ex-corporate people, it has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. But measurable is key. As a healer, right? I would tell my clients, I always attract a lot of the spiritual healers and stuff, and they want to help people find their life purpose. How do you measure that? What is the life purpose, right? They want to help people feel more confident. Well, you don't help people feel more confident. It's not measurable, but there's always that part of the help them find their life purpose so that what? So they can find their soulmate and live happily ever after, right? Or, those kinds of things. So it's really about finding something that is truly measurable, and it has to be big enough, right? Sometimes people are too afraid of putting themselves out there and to solve a real major problem, that they wind up undervaluing themselves, and then they're really not commanding a lot of credibility in the marketplace because you're too soft. If that makes sense.
Yes, but putting yourself out there, how do you recommend it, or how do you do that in your industry?
Well, the good thing, when you're really solving that urgent, tangible problem, and you have your A to B step-by-step process, we use 9 phases or 3 phases, 9 steps. And all of that, like I said, becomes the content of your book. But the cool thing about that is your book is now the hub of everything you do, because all of your lead magnets come out of your book, all of your content that you deliver to your clients. So the system that we use, we put content out there that comes from our book and our signature system. That content that we use to deliver to our clients to solve that problem and get them from point A, point B, we actually use that same content to attract our ideal clients and bring them into our world. So we use it as lead magnets. So it's this create a really awesome ecosystem. So your book becomes literally the center and the focus of everything you do in your business, making it so super simple.
Yeah. So that book is that first piece then, and everything branches out from the book.
Oh, absolutely. And the book becomes the best business asset. And then when you want, you can give the entire book as a lead magnet. You can strip out a chapter as a lead magnet. And when I say that, I say not even just the contents. So you're not putting out a bunch of ebooks, boring, right? It's about really putting out like a framework, a tool. So I have like a rapid writing recipe, for instance, and that's a framework that we use to help people write their book really in record time. We have a best-selling book launch blueprint that shows you exactly step by step how to publish your book. And then how do you create a leverage launch so you can hit the bestseller? That's a whole nother framework, a whole nother piece. So and all of that is inside your book. So you're creating frameworks and lead magnets and all kinds of, it's just super, it's very, very powerful. And it takes all the guesswork out of it. So you're not sitting there staring at a blank page, whether you're trying to write your book or staring at a blank page because you don't know what to put out there to promote your offers and to promote yourself as the expert, right?
Yeah. So people are already authors that are listening to this. Have you repurposed your book like Dana is suggesting? Have you looked at it as a tool, as an anchor piece to repurpose out there? I think that's a huge takeaway that all listeners should have is if you don't have a book, get one done and use it as your anchor content. If you have a book, start to use it. Definitely. Okay. So common challenges that your clients face. What are they? How do you help them overcome them?
A lot of the problems that people, goes back to the organization of it, right? There's a lot of people in the industry, they're so focused on becoming a bestseller and not focused on really delivering the true valuable content. So I'm seeing a lot of fluff and smoke and mirrors in a lot of these books. And it's not just about having an attractive cover and slapping a bestseller badge on it. You really have to be bringing true value. So a lot of people go out there and they publish their book and they do it in such a way that they wind up tarnishing their reputation instead of amplifying their authority because they've taken shortcuts. They don't want to pay for an editor. So they just edit it themselves. They want to putting garbage out, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So it's really about making sure that you are you do it in a way that you're taking it seriously and that it amplifies your authority instead of tarnishing your reputation. That's just so critical.
Thank you for saying that, because I know there are so many ads out there or so many reels out there saying, oh, write your book in, a day and get ChatGPT to do it and all this. And it's like, what type of industry are you in? Are you in the dollar store style book slinging, or are you writing a book? I'd much rather my clients write one really good book. And yes, there are hacks to writing it quickly, and your gift that you brought is going to help with that. But yeah, put out something of value. I think that's the other piece around. There are so many what I call like Mickey Mouse coaches. They became a coach over the weekend. They didn't really do proper coach training. They're not ICF certified. Yeah. And so everyone here listening, please do your due diligence when you're hiring someone to find out that they are like a real coach, a real publisher, a real author, right? There's so many fake smoke and mirrors with a lot of this stuff. And
for sure.
we also we want to stand in integrity with what we put out there.
Yeah. And I want to bring up one point because you did bring up Chat GPT. This is so very important for the listeners to understand. You can leverage Chat GPT. In fact, I'll give you a little secret. I'm about to launch a platform that is coming out very soon that allows you to literally, we've integrated OpenAI, ChatGPT with our secret sauce, our true strategies and how we do things and how we create our signature systems and lead magnets. And we've overlaid it and integrated it. So you can literally create your signature system and everything. I mean, super, super fast, like in a day. It's going to be very powerful. However, I also tell people that you cannot have ChatGPT write your book for you.
Yes.
You leverage it to give you suggestions to guide the process and help feed the ideas for the content, But if you have ChatGPT do it, you're selling yourself short because you're not bringing the allness of yourself and your unique personality and all that stuff into the mix. You can never be replaced. There's only you. The other thing, especially in the US, is that the actual platform for which your book is created owns the copyright. You do not. So, I have a post out there that I say, hey, are you a cheater? Are you a cheater? Because if you are, you're going to be the one that's going to use ChatGPT to write your book for you and go publish it and slap on a bestseller badge and then claim yourself that you're a best-selling author when you didn't really author the book. So don't be a cheater, leverage it. It's a great tool and it's a great asset to have, which again, we're integrating it into our system to make it powerful for you, but it's a tool. It's not the answer.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. And as my mother says, you can never fool yourself, right? You always know yourself what you've done. Yeah.
And how do you understand? And like we said, there's so many so-called gurus out there that hang up a shingle and say they're a coach and all that kind of stuff. And so to go out there and now claim that you're an international best-selling author and a #1 best-selling author when you didn't really write the book, I mean, can you really feel good about that? And that's also an energy thing because you're out of alignment, and so that's an issue.
Exactly. And my concern would be when I got interviewed for the book, I wouldn't necessarily know everything that was in it.
Exactly.
And so it's okay if you want to go under a pen name and write about a topic or have a book written under a topic that's not yours and you're just looking to get some cash from it. That's different. But you're doing it based on this is your part of your business and a major anchor piece to your business. So it's very different.
Yep.
What are go ahead.
I was saying it should be your best business asset. That's what's going to give you that credibility and authority and be legitimate of it, and the one thing I love about the ChatGPT can help you write your book, right? But you can't use AI to publish your book. You still have to know how to publish it and how to get it to the masses and get it out to the world. And if you want to become a #1 bestselling author, which all of ours have, hundreds of authors so far have all become #1 international bestselling authors, knock on wood, hopefully I'm not jinxing myself, but but there's a certain strategy and a process you go through to actually do the launch. So you need to know what you're doing. To make it happen.
Yeah. And so I want to talk about the legacy piece. In what ways do you feel that you are creating a legacy? Because I really want those listening to be able to kind of see how you model it or get some ideas from you on how to do this. Because I know, I'm in my early 40s. I think around legacy is coming in the future, but I also know it's important to be piecing that together now and actually doing my legacy work now. So share a little bit more with us.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, when we work with our clients, I'm really very passionate about helping people, again, tap into the allness of themselves. So many people have underlying beliefs and they have issues around, I'm not good enough. Who's going to want to, coach with me, or who am I to write a book? These kinds of things. It's like, every one of you are so unique. There's not one person in the whole world like you, but you are unique and you were put on this earth to make a difference, and how you're going to make a difference is up to you. But we work with our clients to really help them find that allness and step into their power in a way that they can serve their clients authentically with passion and grace and with a level of integrity that allows them to truly make that big difference, where they can stand on their own and they know that they're solving a problem that passes the TOS test, and they're making a true lasting impact, because they're not just giving someone a piece of the puzzle. They're giving someone the entire puzzle. Say, hey, I can help you. I can help you solve this problem once or for all, and I'm going to help you change your life. Right. And we're here to help people change lives. And gosh, we really all need to be making this world a better place, don't we?
Agreed. And so really the work you're doing is helping other people. Your legacy is helping other people to leave their legacies and create their legacies.
Amen.
Yeah,
bingo.
That's awesome. That's so good. Your gift. I really want to get that in now. So I always ask my speakers, to come and bring us like one of their best gifts, the ones that their audience loves the most. And so you're bringing us the 60-day best-selling book launch formula. Amazing. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, it's I have it's the template and the training. So it's a full walkthrough of exactly how we take people from blank page to best-selling book in 60 days or less, and even faster now that we're bringing this AI piece into our platform, which is so cool. So it's really helping people see the opportunity and the possibility of leaving that legacy through their book, which is going to live on way beyond, outlive them, right? And that can have that true impact. So really helping people spread their knowledge and their expertise, their gifts and their talents with the world through their book, and then taking that book and creating their signature system and their high ticket offer and launching a coaching program that changes lives.
Amazing. And so in a moment, I want to ask you about how you help people get over, or what you would say to someone who's like, oh, I don't know if I have a book in me, or, oh, I'm not good at writing, or, I'm dyslexic or whatever. So I'll ask you that in a moment. But first off, I do encourage everyone to have a solo book. It is important. Like, I do collaborative books, and what I find is having the support to do the collaborative book kind of opens that door to the possibility of maybe I'll have my own book now, right? Like, it gives them that taste of it, that almost like an appetizer or one bite of something, and then they go, okay, I really like this, I want more. But they still might feel that intimidation because they're like, oh, okay, well, Diane's not putting it all together for me. It's my own book and it's my own stuff, and I have to write more than the piece that I'm writing. So what would you say to those people?
Yeah, I'd say, lean into your ability to change lives, right? To bring your allness to the table. And what we do with our clients is we literally take them through a step-by-step, super simple step-by-step process where you can literally publish your book. You can get it written and published in less than 30 days for sure. And you just follow, it's literally all done for you for the most part. Our whole platform does all the heavy lifting. So dyslexia, spelling, blank page, none of that is an issue because we have tested it and proven that this process works. And we make it so super simple and so enjoyable for our clients. We make it fun and it's so well organized too, because people know exactly what needs to go in their book. They know exactly what's going to go in each chapter. We have a chapter content canvas that we use that shows you exactly how to formulate each chapter. And we have a proven process for that. So it can all be, it can be so easy. And don't get intimidated. And all good things come to those who put in the effort, right? You don't get the view without the climb.
Yeah, but you're kind of giving them the climb also with a little bit of like a gondola as part of it.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of helping them along the way. I got so excited about this idea of going from blank page to bestseller that I didn't even tell my listeners how they get it. So please check the notes. There will be in the description the direct link so that you can grab this gift from Dana, as well as there's going to be all the other information on who Dana is if you missed it, and also how you can reach her. So make sure you go check out the notes, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode as well. So make sure you put in a review, and when you do, you can send a screenshot of that and email it over to team@dianerolston.com, including your mailing address, because we're going to send you a little something special in the mail. So final question for you, Dana, is just what are your final thoughts to our listeners? Maybe about writing their book, maybe about leaving a legacy. What do you want to share with them?
I think one of the things that I've become more and more passionate about over time is that our time isn't infinite, right? We have a deadline, and life is so short and it goes by so fast. I always forget. I always laugh at my parents who used to say, oh my God, the older you get, the faster it goes. And I'm like, yeah, right. A year seemed to take forever. Right. And now a year is like a snap. It's like a split second. And life is too short. Lean in. Like if you aren't happy what you're doing and you know that you were meant for more, then like really take the risk, take the plunge and go for it, because it's just too short. And if you really do feel that that gravitational pull at your heart that you know you're meant to make a bigger difference, then there's so many people out there waiting for you that need you. Don't be the best kept secret, right?
Exactly.
Don't be the best kept secret. Just lean in and trust that there is a path for you and a journey, and there's a reason why you're here, and that you can affect change and you can make a huge difference. You can make a great impact, and you can make a great income doing it without feeling bad about it.
Yes. I think everyone needs to put that message on repeat.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for pouring into us your passion for living your legacy and giving your legacy. I hope everyone goes back to those 3 secrets and really make sure that each piece of those has been locked in. I'm really grateful for the gift that you've given our listeners. Like that's an incredible gift, especially, sharing your formula for it. I think that's the first step that everyone needs to take, whether you're writing your first book or your 10th book, right?
Exactly.
Dive in and grab that. And so thank you for being here. It's nice for me to be able to interview you in this way. So lovely.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. And as you said, your new podcast is coming out soon. So when I'm on that one, I'll make sure to share it with everyone in my network.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So thanks again, Dana. And for all of you listening, as I said, write us a review. Let us know what you thought about Dana. And if you know other amazing speakers, please email about them, their website, whatever it is, to team@dianerolston.com. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe, and we'll see you over in the Dynamic Women Online Facebook community. It's free to join. Come hang out with us. I love going live in there and sharing tips and motivation and questions to engage you and pique your interest. So until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.
Bye.